Hi. Hi. Joining. Okay. Hello. Hi, Lucia. Looks like you're trying to join. I am here. I can't hear you or see you. Um, let's see. Ah, here we go. I was just texting you saying on the chat here, I'm like, I see you're trying to join, but it looks like you're stuck. Hopefully you'll be unstuck soon. Hi, you got
You
it.
know,
Good. Hi.
sometimes, yes, sometimes, thank you so much.
You're so
Sometimes
welcome.
in life, when we're stuck, sometimes in life when we're stuck, we're trying to change something that's very difficult, that's very, difficult that no one has done,
Yeah. I was
and
just
so
worried
that's
about
why,
you
but
being
I
no.
agree
I'm like, she's
that that's
stuck.
what's
She's stuck.
happening.
All right, exactly. Everything
Y-
manifests. We'll do our introduction and
y-
we'll get
y- y-
started, okay?
but actually, I'm not.
Oh, are you ready to
Okay,
get started?
it's a little bit unstable. Yes,
Okay, perfect. We'll get
yes,
started.
I
I
am.
see you and I hear you. Okay, hold on. There's a little delay, but that's normal. Hold on.
Thank you.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
From beautiful Santa Clara, California, we welcome back our advocate, our expert, our author. There's so many titles for this woman out here. So Lucia, Lisa Lucia Arden is her name, and we're so excited to have her here because really, she believes in all of you. All of our lives matter, and she's here to really keep you passionate about doing the right thing, and of course, keeping America freedom, right? Freedom. We talked a lot about this. So she's an amazing advocate here for restoration and freedom of USA, world and ecosystems. This woman is passionate to help you. And I want to point out your website is up and working. Excited to have it. Lisa Lucia Arden. That's LisaLuciaArden.com. And you can find out more about her helping you to restore that legacy and that truth. And for the Freedom Vote 2024, we welcome you back. How are you today?
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Thank you for that lovely introduction. I wanted to say that you said that I have a lot of answers. I believe that I do have solutions because God gives us a cell makeup that actually is his most beautiful creation, his most beautiful creation that he wants to create and bring beauty and life. And I wanted to say that's what America's about. That's why everyone came to America, because they want a new life.
Yeah.
They want a new place, a new development of their life because their country hasn't given it to them. And I wanted to remind us all that our America is based on, it just happens to be based on um, a life of prayer, a life of God, based on the foundation of God. And I wanted to say, I wanted to speak about that we could do all things through God that strengthens us, not of ourselves, not of ourselves. We get, it's the inner spirit of the creation in us and through us is really, to me, God. And that's how I think we could protect and save America and restore everything. But I wanted to read I wanted to read a prayer from President Lincoln. Almighty God, this is from not President Lincoln, President George Washington, but President Lincoln also spoke about Almighty God. There's called the God Most High. People know that in all studies, there's different levels of God, but the God Most High that we belong to in America is the God. He happens to be the God of Abraham. It's the God of the Trinity. And this is what all the presidents in the beginning, and even now, they speak of God Almighty, but this is the prayer of George Washington. And a lot of people don't know. I asked around yesterday in different places. This is it. This is what George Washington stated when he was protecting our country. Almighty God, we make our earnest prayer that thou wilt keep the United States in thy holy protection, that thou wilt incline the hearts of the citizens to cultivate a spirit of subordination and obedience to the government, and entertain a brotherly affection and love for one another and for their fellow citizens of the United States at large. And finally, that thou wilt most graciously be pleased to dispose us all to justice, to love mercy, and demean ourselves with that charity and humility and pacific temper of mind, which were the characteristics of the divine author of our blessed religion, without humble imitation of whose example in these things we can never hope to be happy in a nation. We have to have these things to be happy in a nation. Grant our supplication. We beseech thee through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. And he speaks of Jesus Christ. And I know there's a lot of dilemma. This person believes that person believes this about what is true and what's not true. But America, we can't deny, is based on the Judeo-Christian ethic with Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ is a man I think that we need to follow, in the sense to be a reflection of America. And I'm going to read some excerpts today. It's going to be a little bit different. I didn't send my music off, because I thought it's very important, because times are really at hand. And I want to talk about different things. Number one, about, again, the subject on President Trump, how you could see the reflection. They're totally using him to try to get to the position where they want him to look, actually, I'll just use simple words, look like he's a criminal or look bad, because they don't want him to get in as president. But he will get in as president in 2024. He will get in. President Trump will get in. And we have to look at all the things, from the FBI making mistakes. They made mistakes about him, about the they're trying to say he's a Russian spy. So many things about everything that they tried to take him down. And we need to really protect our people that love America, like President George Washington, and that is ourselves, because we love America, we take care of it. But our President Trump, we need to vote first.
Yeah. We
need to have America safe. We need to have future plans. These are all things he did. He made America first. He had future plans. He was respected internationally. He made America energy sufficient. He did many beautiful things. And I hate to bring these things up, but the people need to understand that Obama knew that Biden has some problems with some flaws about having the business exchange with China, and he didn't speak about it because he didn't want to be connected to it. So many things and people know these problems probably more than I, because I seek solutions. But I know the solutions. I know the solutions that we need to get back on President Trump's ideas in the Freedom Warriors, because I was a participant in that, even they don't know about supply chain economies, a large manufacturing coming back to America, our pharmaceutical companies. We need to do deregulations, mean give more benefits to small businesses first. But the thing is we do all these beautiful things, okay? We do all these beautiful things, but we need safety first.
Yeah.
Safety first. You cannot, if you don't have safety first, than what you do in your every day when you lock your doors in the morning and when you work to make sure you have money to buy food and water and housing. That's safety in a sense because you're protecting your body, correct? But if you don't protect your borders, what's coming into your country, you don't have those are contraindications. You need to protect your borders because anything now could come into the borders because it's a different thing now. We're not the only world global country. Before we were the only world global country, and people don't understand. Not even the people in the government understand. They don't seem to. There's so many world powers now. It's not that we don't want to give a home to the immigrants. I do. I was shocked when I heard that we need to protect the borders because there's more world powers coming in. And it shows how that China came in to have private secret police. They have private businesses. They have fentanyl. They have drugs. They have fraudulent businesses. And there's 9 mafia. I told you 9 mafia billionaire groups that are top. Those are like world powers, brothers and sisters, are billionaires. And the biggest one is China, and they use human trafficking. They come through the border and they work with the drug lords. There's so many things. 1 out of every 10 will be affected with coming when the borders are open. So the borders have to be protected because they use that as an opening. Do you understand? It's not, and we need to get back on the Schedule 42 that Trump had. And many people know what that means, but we need to really protect our country through the borders. That's one of the most important things right now is the borders. I know people are not looking at it that way, but they're forgetting there's global world problems that world powers, geopolitical powers, there's China and Iran. And then even in February, Epoch newspaper shows that there's nuclear warfare with Russia. And I said that in all my books that there's going to be a nuclear problem that we have to be careful. Before this was discussed, but people know that. And he threatens us with that. In Iran, they have Iran and China and Russia. And we need to all pray for the freedom of hurricane, the freedom we need to have a negotiation. And if Trump was in, we would have had a negotiation with no war. And I believe this. And let's say there was war, he would have negotiated. We need to get a man or woman in there to negotiate with Russia right away, Putin, to release all those lands with hurricane right away. This is blood on all our hands. We all need to pray about this. And I'm not trying to be mean, and I'm not. They says you're a cynic. We're not cynics when we care, correct? That means that you're pointing fingers. This is wrong. That's wrong. I'm just telling you what's happening. I'm telling you, I want you to make you aware because I told you this years ago. We need to protect our borders. I told you years ago we have to protect with Russia and Iran. And so this is why I believe that we need to really come together as a people. And in the prayer of President George Washington, he said that the people have to listen to the government and respect the government. But on the other hand, he says that no government officials that are Masons should control the government. Did you know that? He said that one of his statements, no government officials should control the government. That's the worst thing. And he used Masons. He used the word Masons. This cannot be done. We need to realize, and so what does that mean? We have a shortage of justice, of injustice in our America, okay? From the terrible government at this time. The government's not honest with the people. I had a revelation before President Trump got in the first time that there was in the hallways of all the offices. There's corruption. We have to be very careful, and it has to be found. And we're finding this. But I wrote this about the people, and this is not my authority. I'm not speaking on my authority. I'm called to speak on this. I'm called to speak on this authority. Okay, I'm called to speak on the authority of truth. This is not my authority that I'm speaking on. This is the authority of God. Okay, He said that we have His strength and authority when we seek His justice. We have his winning victory when we seek his love. We have his winning love of eternal life here on earth. We have a fullness of a supernatural life on earth to overcome, like Moses when he opened up the sea where the Israelites could go through. We need to be continually released from the slavery of injustice. And we are being released because things are coming to pass of truth. All things should be revealed. We have God's strength, his arm of strength, his right arm of strength. He carries us on his shoulders, but we need all to seek justice and righteousness to do this. He can't keep on pouring good on evil, but I wanted to read this, that it's so beautiful how the American people are, because I've been traveling different places. I believe that now is the judgment of this world. This is in John 12:31. This is a verse in the Bible, but this relates today, that now is the judgment of this world. That means because things are being revealed, the judgment, we could see them, what the people are doing. And war brings war. Darkness brings darkness. It doesn't bring life. And that's a judgment on even losing their beautiful country, parts of their country, the beautiful Russia and our beautiful United States. A lot of things was lost because the ruler of the world is being cast out by making it real, and people see what's true. It's being cast out. That means so it is cast out when it's revealed, and new things could come, and all things could be renewed in God, because goodness and things that are a God of creation, we talked about that, could recreate itself real fast, like a blink of an eye. So, but I want to see how beautiful the people in the United States, when I go from city to city, they seek to make peace. They seek to take care of each other. When someone makes a mistake, they seek to correct it. You can feel it in the cities. There's a quietness of unending prayer, of listening to find truth. And even they do not know the entire truth, these beautiful Americans. They didn't know all these things that people did in the government, or the entire information to assess the truth. They are faithful. It's absolutely evident when these people have picked up and all in the line, in the nature, and seek God's to deliver what is needed for the people and all his creation. They do that every morning. They get up. I go to these different communities, different places. I see the people. But I also see things that need to be in correction, that even though there has been division, I heard and I feel there's awareness peeking through the beautiful hearts of America, because now all things are now being revealed, and they shall be revealed. And this is so beautiful how that the people are. We need to come together. We need to come together in justice. The government has shown that they have not addressed the people's first needs in the most beneficial way. They haven't. I'm not trying to be a cynic or point fingers or judge. This is true. We know the intentions of the leaders have all different reasons. And truly, justice of intentions. Some have beautiful intentions they want. Others are decisions that they have to accept by many or the most powerful. That's why we need to come back and put America first. America first. America first 2024. We need to vote freedom. We need to vote Trump. We need to vote because he has shown by the past he brought America first to her feet. And we need to work together. We need to forgive each other. It's not about being Republican or Democrat. It's being a truthful American to bring America to her feet again. And there's a thick wall of deceit, I hate to tell you, brothers and sisters, of communist elite that attempted to bring against Americans. I wrote about this in my first book. It's called One World Government, hidden in almost every hallway of each governmental branch. Okay, brothers and sisters, however, not hidden by the eyes of God, all the technological powers in the universe, in one finger pointing the creator, he could see, and he could change it to heal and restore it with one fingertip, like he did when he separated the sea so the Israelites could go through and get away from the Pharaoh of slavery, of elitism, of communism. Now, Americans, we need to choose leaders in our communities, our state, our nation, that are justice, truth, ethical integrity, first protecting the eyes and minds of the children, born and unborn, and the humanity of God's intention, what it is to be human. Nothing in between. I apologize. Nothing in between. It is to be human. That's a scientific transgender operations or scientific operations of a scientific laboratory test. I told you, please. What are these hidden powers in our own government that we need now to swiftly forgive?
Yeah.
Tell the children we will seek to live for justice. Tell the children we'll seek to live for justice. The children's eyes need to be hidden, and some of them could see clearly now because of what the terrible injustice and crimes that our own government has done in the world. We need to say we're going to seek justice so their hearts are not cold, our children. Yes, now they are being revealed, these things, but we need to tell the children we're going to do justice. Yeah. Since centuries of times, there have been crimes in our own America. However, we have to continue to lift America up in prayer of powerful wisdom of the miracle of God and serve our country in the foundations of civil liberties, the constitutional rights with the covenantal platinum heavenly pin written by the forefathers in the light of the Declaration of Independence of God Most High, the table of truth of the 10 Commandments. And even if you don't feel the 10 Commandments, those are the basis of our law. We cannot deny our first President Washington knelt in humble honor and powerful prayer to our God Most High, the everlasting covenant of God and his people to save America and give her freedom of justice and liberty for all. And I know liberals that don't believe in God. They want liberty. They want justice. Most of them, they say, are very highly intelligent people, and they love the ones that that can have control and influence are very highly intelligent, and they have power to help change. They want liberty, but they won't get liberty if they continue to vote in a communist elite Democratic Party. I told you we could see it. I told you before in my second book. It's right in the first page and in back. The Democratic Party is not the beautiful democratic liberty, justice for all anymore. It's controlled by, and we need to realize that the borders have to have protections because the life-threatening magnitude ever in the history of America of the world. It's the largest magnitude. People are blinded by this. Even the leaders can't see. What are these life-threatening magnitudes? Listen, not just a simple crime. It has more than one crime. It could destroy the whole entire country because of the geopolitical powers. There's a significant variables that cause effects to every part of life that are the differences of injustice and justice and evil and truth and controls the freedoms. We ask, what has caused this finding and variables of the greatest dangers of the country? It's a geopolitical problem.
Yeah.
The powers of geopolitical problem. They don't fight. They don't even fight in liberty and justice for all. When we ask for sanctions on Russia, people, other countries, I don't want to name, they didn't do the sanctions. They sold with Russia. And then Iran comes in, and I love Iran. I had friends that are Iranian, and those Iranian people are beautiful people. They're controlled by the military, the militant government. And they hire 5 different separate, armies they have. I talked to a beautiful Iranian man that I met. He fled Iranian, and America let him in because he's a beautiful scientist. And they even give medicines to the militants so they won't have sexual feelings. They do a lot of evil things to those beautiful Iranian men, that are in the militant. They have 5 big armies. Did you know that they hire?
No.
Iran does. We have to be careful, but I believe I'm going to pray and pray and pray that they stop this. And I told you before, they're going to make the missiles, the chemicals for Russia to make those missiles, and China supporting them. We need the countries sent their peoples in USA. This is the big point right here. I have to have time for this. The countries send or allow the immigrants to come to USA through the borders, correct? But these leaders, they have a lot of money. I'll say it very simple. They're billionaires. They're top billionaires in the world. They have a lot of money. One of my jobs, he told me, he says, Lisa, I want to tell you, he was tipping me off. And I know he gets mad at me because I put America first and I always do these podcasts. So I miss my meetings on Friday, but I'm still doing my work. That's one of my jobs. And I hope he's not mad at me, but he tipped me. That man taught me one sentence. If you get one beautiful sentence about truth,
Yeah.
you could change a whole city.
Yeah.
So do you know, now let me finish this. These billionaires, they want us to take care of all the immigrants. And they use the immigrants, they bring a few that are highly evil, okay? And so these billionaires from other countries, they hold all their money and they keep on using a caste system and they suppress, it's like suppress their people. So there's an ongoing generational problem with these beautiful immigrants. I'm an immigrant, I'm second or third generation Italian, but we had laws and regulations when we came in. There has to be laws and regulations. But guess what? We need to get powerful billionaires in America and other parts of the world to do jobs with those countries that are allowing all the immigrants to come in. And let's do business with them. Let's build them up. Instead of getting all the GDP to China to have work. That's possible. Now I want that done. Was like a revelation. And I can't name his name, but my boss, one of my bosses that teaches me about real estate, he told me and he tipped it off. And I says, why is God telling me this? You know, because they have money and they have big money and they don't put money back to their country. This is another sin with the people that invest in America. We have billions and billions of dollars. They need to put money back in our country. These European billionaires, they have to.
Yeah.
So, okay, so when the billionaires, when they make things, now this is when they make things, they have to think, okay, the billionaires of the contraindications of such things when they make things, the billionaires. For example, the skyscrapers.
Yeah.
Now we can't use these to the fullest access, brothers and sisters. That's why I'm here, right here. I'm here. I'm a science, a philosopher. I'm right here. There always has been philosophers, science and philosophers to look at the whole thing. It's called the Aristotle categories. See, they built for quantity, not mass.
Yeah.
Most billionaires, whether it's a good intention or not, they build for quantity, not mass. Quantity and mass, not quality. They build for quantity and mass, not quality.
Yeah.
You get it, brothers and sisters? Not maybe they just do this because there's beautiful big minds, okay? They need to build for quality now and life of intensity of creation for others. In my book, I says, and so when they walk down the street, they have the biggest, their heart is smiling. They'll see the beauty of how the loveliness of their country is developed and all the people are in happiness. If you watch that movie, The 10 Commandments of Moses, when he walked down the street, he saw the people, the Israelites being beaten, remember?
Horrible.
And he came back to the king, the Pharaoh, and he was very mad. And because the Israelites were beaten. That's the way they're doing America now. We're beaten down and we need to get on our feet and vote freedom. And from all communities, we need to vote good leaders at justice first that are conservative. So otherwise, what they created, they will not even be able to enjoy these beautiful billionaires. Are people just simple like me, like even me, that people don't know that I want to enjoy all the beauties that God gives me. But these billionaires won't be able to enjoy it because it is only used by a few. And the few may not be in agreement. And listen to this, this is a revelation. And there is not enough allies or friends to keep the great creation that some of other group, that another group enters and takes or destroys the creation. This is what I'm talking about, the borders. That these other world powers would take these beautiful things that the billionaires made in our whole America, and they'll take it because there's not enough friends that they have. So they have to be careful when they create something. It has to have safety. It has to have the intensity of the creation for others, for the build, the quality, not mass, not quantity, not how much money, because most of the GDP of America, all of it, like 97%, goes first to only 4% of the people, the money made. And so this is what's happening. And it says in molecular history, everyone knows molecules follow molecules. So they are doing evil, and some billionaires do bad that control our country. And the government does bad. I'm not being cynic. I'm telling the truth, correct? I'm not pointing fingers. I'm telling the truth. This is what happened to America. They use our America. So we need to ask those billionaires to come and help us and empower us, empower the other country. empower the other countries. This is evident in the power of the geopolitical controls and the plan of the Holocaust of humanity, of the inside job of the CCP virus.
Yeah.
And Fossey was the inside job of the CCP virus. I hate to say this, but I got in trouble, and I say this all the time because I need to go rectify and go back and clear my file. I used to stand up there in a very area in Pasadena and speak and say this, and I said it was an inside job, the CCP virus. They're trying to make a Holocaust humanity because of the evolution of different human populations and cultures and belief systems and traditions, and even identifying injustice or evil as justice or truth. See, because there's so many different populations, traditions, you understand, and globalization, they define injustice and evil as truth or justice, or they try to deceive the people. And Satan or things that are dark, one of the things they do, they try to deceive the people. You know how when you make a contract, you don't know the right, the good, or the bad because they deceive you. And so this intention, we are wounded and we need to bring justice and truth. But I believe that we could bring justice and truth. And I want to read this because I don't know how much time I have left.
But we're out of time. I'm sorry, we only have a minute left.
Okay, Lucy, I want to say this. I want to say one thing that I want to say that I saw a vision. What's going to happen. I want to say one of the things we have to protect. Can I just have 3 more minutes? We have to protect the food systems right away, because, and I talked about this for years, because the cows are in toxic, the way they are treated, the urine and the feces. So they breathe in the toxic and it goes through the blood system and the muscles. So there's 10 contraindications that people get when they eat meat or have dairy products because of the toxins of their feces and urine. So when you smell the dairies, they go past the dairies. The reason why they smell, because the toxins hook onto the oxygen. And so it's breathing through their blood system. And so it's going to be toxic to the animal. 10 contraindications, and to the people and all to the children. And also they spray. And we got to stop the spraying for the agriculture. And all people need to prepare their own little gardens. And we need to get all our agriculture back from any other individuals that are causing any trouble with trying to make synthetic foods, such as I apologize to say his name, but this did happen. Is Gates and the Chinese government, CCP virus people. I would say CCP virus, the CCP, the Communist Party, and we cannot have them buy any agriculture because they'll control it. And this is because this safety is first. And that I know this is a different subject, but I've been a life coach for over 20 years, and it evolved to political issues even more. But I've been in political issues in society, how to protect for over 20 something years. I began as a philanthropist in community, but I am a life coach to solve problems in communities, and also a health coach. But I want to read this. I had a vision that between the time now that we have, it said 4 and 4, 4 years and 4 years, and that is 8 years and 2 more years. I don't know why it was said that way. So that's 10 years. Wow. Between this time, there will be a revolution of Americans. I did not see violence, though. Mm-hmm. I didn't see violence of the Americans. I didn't see violence.
Out of time. I'm so sorry.
Okay, but I saw that I saw peace in the light of the people. When this said, I saw a large group of people. I saw the light of God above their heads and in between their heads. They were all different colors and different clothing. However, one was not taller than the other. Wow. Just the slope of the land changed the height of them. Wow. This means the land will have a harvest, and we will be in agreement to protect the land, and the people will be in the height of agreement, of understanding of God's purpose. Yet, of course, some may have more than others, yet they are in agreement from heaven to earth of God's intentions.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for speaking and being so passionate. To find out more about you, your books, you as an author, you as an advocate, tell me the website.
The website is www.lisaluciaarden .com. And then also Arise to God's Truth, Arise to God's Truth .com. And I've been a life coach for many years, and I've helped people I help them, save them through my the Spirit of God, through my direction of my training and also prayer. They were going to commit suicide. I've helped save marriages. I've helped been mediators of divorces. Last year or 2 years ago, I saved a divorce for mediation, so they didn't have to spend a lot of money. I helped children with vocational and adults vocational. And my specialty are these things of helping others with their life problems. Because I studied to be a minister, but I also am a political analyst, science and philosopher. So I know a lot about nutrition. But I wanted to say that I work well with all these different types of individuals, but I've been working a lot with men that have life crisis, midlife crisis, and women. My name's Lisa Luciarden. I would be willing, usually for 45 minutes, it would cost, anywhere for 1,000 or more. I would give a free interview, free help.
Thank you so much.
So God bless you, and I'm here to help the men and the women. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
And women too. The women are the beautiful light of God, and the men are the beautiful light of God. America is going to make it.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.